Hey guys, Scott here again with a new beer dissection video. I'm kind of staying on Long Island right now. What I have here is from Great South Bay Brewing Company, which I've had their beers. I've never had this one before, but this is their, I gotta turn it, Cosmic Juice Hazy IPA. Okay. Let me see any other pertinent identifiers here. Step in the cosmos and get lost in the haze. This hazy IPA is brewed with Citra, Galaxy, and Comet hops to give off a floral aroma with super juicy finish. It's perfectly beer to drink once you start thinking about the vastness of space and the existential dread starts to set in. Whew, getting very complicated here, but 5.5% alcohol, which is actually kind of low these days. Which is not a knock to the beer. We're going to taste the beer. I don't really care what's 5.5% or 9%, but a lot of times these New England IPAs, hazy juicies, are sitting upwards of 7, 8, 9%. I believe, if I remember correctly, the style guidelines are 6 to 9, or it could be even 6 to 9.5% alcohol. I'm a little rusty with the BJCP guidelines. So again, I've had Great South Bay beer. I don't recall which ones it was. I definitely did not have this one before. They're in Long Island here, on Long Island, in Bay Shore, okay? And I have good memories of their beer, but again, this one I've not had before. Now remember, with hazies, juicies, if you haven't watched a lot of my videos, a lot of times besides pale malt, pilsner malt, whatever they're using, they'll brew it with oats or a malted wheat or maybe even just regular wheat because it has a lot of proteins. It helps contribute to that hazy, cloudy opaqueness that you see in the beer. Differing than West Coast IPA, which is usually using a little crystal malt, a little bit darker but clearer. And they're usually, and you know, the West Coast IPAs can be piney, citrus, stuff like that. So I don't want to go down that wormhole too much on this video about the differences in the two, but just so you know, when I'm pouring this, I'm expecting, sometimes I like to talk about my expectation. This should be kind of cloudy, opaque, and probably have some decent fruit aromas here, but we will see. All right, so let's crack this bad boy open and get right to it. So again, I'm on Long Island. This is a South Shore. Bay Shore is sitting there on the South Shore near Babylon, Lindenhurst, West Islip, in the New York area. Obviously east of New York City. So let's take a look at this. Nice. I'm a little more aggressive. The beer's slightly warmer than I would usually drink it at, but still pretty chilly. But that's maybe why I'm getting a little extra head. I also pour things pretty aggressively. It's like about 2 to 3 inches of a white head. You can see the haziness to this light to medium gold. If you want to say a dark straw color, I wouldn't disagree with you. But you can see that opaqueness to it. Pretty typical for the style of beer. Okay, so let's take a sniff of the aroma. So you definitely get some citrus. I'm even getting some like stone fruit, like peach. You know, I can see why I think they said floral on the can. They did say floral on the can. I guess I'm getting that. I mean, there's definitely like that bouquet. You know, they may interpret it as floral. I'm getting more kind of citrus, stone fruit kind of aromas more than floral, but I wouldn't argue or twist someone's arm to try to convince them otherwise. It smells very nice, more importantly. And it's pretty dense head. Like, you know, there is like a little bit of a meringue-like quality to the top of the beer. But again, let me show you this here. All right, so let's take a swig of this, guys. Cheers. Pretty moderate carbonation. I didn't mention the malt on the nose. It's a typical white bread, doughy, pretty neutral malt aroma. Same thing on the taste buds. You kind of get that wheat, full, wheat bread, cracker, white bread, grainy type of character on the taste buds. On the hop side, you still kind of get that peach, stone fruit, maybe slight grapefruit. This is not a grapefruit bomb like how I think Heady Topper is with Alchemist. But there is a subtle grapefruit to it. Even a little touch of pineapple. So you definitely get the idea. Fruity. Again, floral I don't necessarily get with this, but again, it's not a knock to the beer, even though they have it on the can. But that's just my interpretation. Again, feel free to chime in on the bottom of my YouTube channel and or Facebook if you disagree or you found something else with this. The mouthfeel, it's kind of medium bodied. It's actually a little fuller than I thought it was going to be. On the aftertaste, you're kind of left with kind of that dank wheat, little subdued now, pineapple, things like that, that tropical fruit kind of character to it. But very nice. I'm enjoying this. No alcoholic warmth, which I wouldn't expect at 5.5%. Very good. I'm getting a little bit of this very slightly pithy, almost like, I always compare it to like if you eat grapefruit pith or orange pith, kind of gives you that little bit, I don't want to say astringency, but it's more than just regular bitterness, because the bitterness on this is just kind of moderate. Again, remember with the IBUs, which I don't know on this, we're just trying to offset some of the malt character to it, or the malt intensity. So you have some perceived bitterness there, but the perceived bitterness to me is still kind of moderate, maybe even a little lower than moderate to this, which again, remember West Coast IPAs, you'll have a little more pronounced bitterness, maybe even assertive bitterness, a lot stronger. This is pretty nice, guys, though. So I would say if you like your IPAs, New England hazies with that tropical fruit, citrus, little bit of citrus character, but whether you want to say more pineapple, probably even a little grapefruit, I don't even want to say mango. I mean, there is some floral character to it also, but this beer would be for you. But it doesn't uppercut you with the grapefruit. And there is enough bitterness to kind of offset some of that sweetness. So very good, guys. This is, again, remember the beer dissection here is from Great South Bay Brewing Company. I'm sure I'm going to have it pop over my shoulder, called Cosmic Juice. Their juicy, hazy IPA. Overall drinkability for this style of beer, in my opinion, I give it a good B+. I'd probably keep it in the same range if I was going to compare it to a lot of more preeminent IPAs, juicies from your big, Hills Farmstead, Treehouse, things like that. It's up there. I mean, I'm not going to say it's better than them. If I gave those A+ as A's, these are still, good B+ beers. So those of you on Long Island, I wouldn't hesitate to try this out. Again, Cosmic Juice, which I'm sure I'm going to have, if I haven't already while you're watching this, popping over my shoulder. It's very easy drinking. I would say this would go great with, your typical fish tacos, flounder, lightly grilled flounder, and maybe not too spicy. A lot of times, remember, with IPAs, a lot of times it may pronounce the capsaicin in a lot of hot food. If you like that, by all means, go for it. If not, steer away a little bit. But very nice, guys. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this. Just trying to get, I sometimes try to get one last little sniff and taste. So, subtle pineapple, grapefruit. If someone wanted to say there was a touch of mango in there, that's fine too. Tropical fruit, and as well as peach. I mean, that's what I'm getting there. No really off flavors. I didn't check the canning date. They don't have it on the bottom. Locally, at a lot of these breweries, they don't. But otherwise, I would enjoy it. All right, guys. So Great South Bay Beer Dissection, Cosmic Juice, Hazy IPA. Until next beer dissection,